Hey guys, it's Ronny Creates here, the founder and CEO of Radical Comics, as well as the writer and illustrator behind my original character,
All-Star.
So in this particular video, I'll be showing you guys how to illustrate superhero anatomy, as well as just basic anatomy tips that I know and that I use in order to make my characters. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so let's get into it. So typically, the brush that I use, or the pencil rather, that I use to do my penciling is either the Narender pencil or the SB. But for this case, I'm going to be using the SB pencil because it feels more natural, feels like an actual pencil when I sketch. And so when you're doing anatomy, you want to make sure that you're using basic shapes in order to suffice for the actual shape that you're trying to make, which is, the human body. So let's get into it. So first you start off with an oval, or no, you start off with a circle, and then then you add the oval in it, and this is going to act as sort of your guideline for how you do the head. So you draw a guideline, separating half of it, and another guideline separating the eye line, and these different guidelines are for different parts of the face. So I would say maybe like the eye line right here, nose line, do one for the mouth line. As basic as you can. And so typically for superhero anatomy, I like to draw from the top down. Some people like to draw from the bottom up, but for the neck, you want to just have like these lines. I do lots of like very sketchy lines, so you want to have like these lines coming from the head, which are going to be the neck, which helps stabilize the head. And you want the lines to be long enough to where the neck looks, believable. You don't want to have a short and stubby neck, or you don't want to have a ridiculously long neck neither. So you want to be aware. And also, you can also use the undo button to undo your mistakes. The undo button is your best friend. And yeah, so for the neck, you have these two lines, and then you're going to do a circle. This big, not big, but fairly big, moderately sized shaped circle. And this is going to be for the torso, chest area. Just like you did the head, you want to add guidelines, because these guidelines are going to be the thing that three-dimensionalizes the chest area, and it kind of gives the chest depth, makes the chest look bigger than what it is, makes the chest look like it's popping out. So you want to do that. You also want to add, I'd say, shoulders. Shoulders are two circles on each side. And that's how you do your shoulders. You can make your shoulders however big as you want, honestly. And this is going to depend on the frame of the character. How big do you want the character to be? Do you want the character to be massive? Do you want the character to be smaller in stature? Do you want them to be, like, it all depends on like what do you want the character to be. And so because I'm doing superhero style, I'd say the shoulders about this size. And so with the shoulders, from the neck to the shoulder, you want to make this curved line like this. And now you have the traps, the trapezoid muscle. And across the chest, on the top of the chest, you want to make the collarbone. And that's collarbone collarbones. If that was too, I guess that was too complex for you guys, you can just do like a line like this, a line right there, and 2 U's. I try to break things down in a way that seem, you know, fairly easy, and that's how you do the collarbone. And after this, you want to draw the center of your torso, which you start off with almost like stick figures. You start off with a line, and then when you get to the hips, do a triangle, and that's going to represent the hips or the pelvis. And it's also good to have a reference for muscles as well. So if you ever go on Google, you can pull up a picture. On Procreate, there's the reference feature. You can hit reference, and you can save the picture in your gallery and use the muscles as a reference. That's also a nice trick that you can use when trying to develop anatomy. And so the next step you want to do is draw stick figure arms, much like you did the torso. And then at the end of the arm right here, you want to make sure that you make another circle, and these circles are going to be the joints of the arms, which are basically the elbows, a placeholder for the elbows until we get to the later parts. And so after you draw the elbows, or the circles for the elbows, you draw forearms, and the forearms are basically lines, just like the stick figure arms and the stick figure torso. You do lines there. And also when you get to the hands, it depends on the type of shape that you want the hands to be. Typically either I do circles or triangles, but you can do a triangle, and I'm going to show you how to draw fingers this way. It's going to be very interesting. So you guys are going to see firsthand how you can use shapes to do anatomy. So the head, the first part of the head is a circle, the rest of the head is an oval, the torso is a circle, the shoulders are circles. It's all about manipulating lines and shapes. And so what we have next are the legs, and so from the pelvis or the triangle, you want to draw lines, just like that. And now you have a basis you can work off of to draw the body. And so from these different points and from these different shapes and lines, you can form the body, the rest of the body, just like that. So I guess we can start from the top. The traps would probably extend from behind this circular torso part, so you can make the torso a bit bigger, probably like right there, because then now you have the rib cage. You have the rib cage. All right, so now we have to draw the rest of the torso. And so now these two lines that are leading from the rib cage, we're drawing the lower abdomen part of the torso. And right now I'm working on the adding more detail to the shoulders, rounding the shoulders out. And the line that I just drew there is going to be for the tricep as well as for the elbow area. So that's near the tricep, and that is the bicep muscle. And so you want to have like these kind of hooked shapes that are within the bicep and the tricep. So follow the lines as best you can so that you can get the same result. And there's going to be that outer line near the tricep, which is going to be leading near the elbow area. So just then I just added details to the pectoral muscle, and then I just added more details to the biceps as well as the shoulder. So now I'm working on the forearm and adding more muscle to the forearm area near the joints where the elbow would be.
and I'm connecting that forearm to the wrist or the triangle, which is the triangle is basically going to be the hands. So now I'm connecting the muscle of the forearms to the hands. And so near the triangle, the upside down triangle for the pelvis, I'm developing more of the hips. And near the triangles, I just added the wrist bone. And so now, what's next is I'm going to illustrate really quickly where the fingers would be. And so when you're drawing fingers, you want to just draw lines that, that hang from the triangle, from the edge of the corners of the triangle. And that's how you develop your fingers. And so you develop your fingers like that. That's how you make them. You do at least 4 fingers, or depending on the angle, you do less than 4. So now we're going towards the legs. So we drew around the guideline of the inside of the leg, so it no longer looks like a stick figure. It's only the stick figure within the drawing, the guidelines within the drawing. And so those are the thigh muscles that I just drew. I put emphasis on the thigh muscles. And now I'm going to add the outside of the fingers. And so you just draw the outer lining of the fingers from the guidelines from the fingers that I just showed you guys, which are basically just the inside of the hand, which the lines work as like the skeleton almost. And so adding more detail to the thighs, to the forearms, more muscles that are kind of flexing around the forearms and the bicep. And so now we're working on the rib cage, adding more detail to the rib cage. And you can't have a superhero without abs. So, there's different ways to draw abs, but you kind of have like the rounded abs for the abdomen. There's different type of ways of drawing abs. And you also want to draw the striations in the chest to make it look like the superhero's flexing, or at least, have like the dynamic muscle strands so that you can show the definition within the muscles. And now I'm going to add the jawline and add like more of a structure to the face. And this is going to help with, getting the overall shape of the head and giving you guys more guidelines so that when you want to flesh out or make your own characters, you can work off the guidelines that I have in this particular drawing. And so that's the eye line, and then I have the nose line and the mouth line. And that's the end of the drawing. And so this is our finished product. Alright, you guys made it to the end of the tutorial, and I cannot wait to share more videos and advice with you guys, as well as update you guys on my future endeavors and my future projects that are going to be coming soon of this year. And so if you guys have any other suggestions in terms of like what you guys want me to draw next, or any tutorials that you would like to see covered on this channel, feel free to put them in the comments down below. Or if you just have any questions in general, please put them in the comments down below. I can't wait to make my next video and get it out there to you guys and talk to you guys about art stuff, as well as my comic book stuff that I have for my character. And it's Ronny Creates, the founder and CEO of Radical Komics. And remember, be bold,